Adventure is in my blood. Finding treasures big or small and having fun is what it's all about. With my wife Melissa and our 3 kids, life is pretty full. But there isn't a mountain we can't climb together. This isn't your ordinary antique store. My name is Alex Archbold and this is Curiosity Inc.
Alrighty. So next morning, the Isetta is safely in the garage. It's raining outside. I think it's a good morning for me to try and get a little bit of pre-work done before we try and start this car in the near future. I've got to drop the gas tank out. The other day I looked in here and this was disgusting. Actually, I had to put some cloth around it and use a wrench to open it because it was kind of rusted on. And you take it off and look, it's all gross barnacles in there. That's what happens when you leave gas in your car and you store it for like 30 years. The rust kind of eats away at the inside of your tank. You can get a gas tank repaired. You have to take it into usually a radiator shop, and they steam clean it and coat it. No, I've got to get underneath the car today. That's what I'm going to do. Get down under here. Oh, and there's the tank right there. Now, luckily, it's pretty easy to reach. I've got to loosen that bolt and that bolt. Take this vent off, which basically looks like dryer duct. The fuel line's already busted, so I won't have to worry about that one. There's one on the back I'll have to take off, and then that thing should just drop down. Hopefully there's enough clearance here to pull it out. I think there will be. So I'm gonna get on taking those bolts off, take it into my local friendly neighborhood radiator shop and see if they can send this in to get cleaned off so I can get it working again. That's the first step, get the gas tank cleaned. Okay, gas tank is out. I had to take the rear wheel off and the inner fender, I guess the wheel well out. And then I could access and get it out. It is surprisingly clean under here. But this thing, as much as this tank doesn't look bad, it stinks like crazy. So I'm gonna take this off to the rad shop this morning. Get that thing out of here. The other thing I'll need to do is to get the Bing carburetor that's on here rebuilt. I am going to contact Bing Carburetors as they have a website where you can order parts for it. And we're gonna get all the gaskets and the new bits and pieces we need to bring this guy back to life. It's not, an overall bad condition, but after a while of sitting with gas settling in there, you can see it's kind of seeping out and oozing, and it's probably not holding a very good seal anymore. So we're gonna get all that parts fixed. But you have to get the exact number off your carb so they know which one you need parts for. So I gotta get that number right there and send it into Bing, order my carb kit. While the gas tank is out and getting cleaned, I am gonna do a little bit of work on the outside of the car. At some point, I'll probably try and get some of the gunk that's on the car off. But I picked up these old roof racks. Now, they are about the right age. They're from the 1940s or 50s. They will work with this type of gutter system, but they're way too long because they're meant for a North American car. So I've got to chop these down, customize them a little bit, but I think these will do the trick. Before I decide what length this wood needs to be cut down to, I wanted to show you how this works. This style of roof rack has a curved pad, which is steel reinforced, and it fits against the curved portion of the car. So you can see when that's gonna lie flat, it'll be pretty darn close to the original curvature of the roof. The other thing it does is it clamps underneath the drip rail, and then this little part goes in the groove, so you get a nice tight fit. You need to have this style to work on a vintage style car that has the drip rail built in like this. Oh, I was pretty happy to find this, and the wood looks perfect. All I've got to do basically is figure out how long I need to make this wood, adjust it, and get them bolted in place. This one, you tighten the screw, and that's what clamps it on permanently. I'm not going to do that yet, because I'm not ready to put them on. That's not going to go anywhere. All right, got the bracket mounted as it should be. It's underneath the drip rail. I've shortened up that side just so it protrudes a little bit. I don't want it to go up much farther than the body line, so it's actually staying in. The body comes out about that much farther, but that'll give me enough that if I want to actually use this thing, I got a little extra space. So I have to go and measure what I've got here and balance it out off the other side and then do a cut. Quick zip with the old saw, and I've got it more or less the right length. Now to put the second one on. There, silly little roof rack is in place. I do plan on mounting some vintage style luggage on there, somehow find a way to put it on securely so I can access it. But that's done, they're the right length, I can move on. I'm gonna try getting rid of some of the, I've no other word for it other than gunk. It looks like maybe the glue that they used to put this trim on here, maybe the glue seeped out over the years, and it's made this really gross mess all the way over the paintwork. Otherwise, the paint's in really good shape. So if I have an opportunity to get rid of that, I might be able to polish the car out. So I'm gonna see if I can find a way to get rid of this goopy stuff off of here, get down to the paint. Now, I am, because there's so much of this stuff on here, I'm trying to remove it with plastic, basically like an old ID card I had that I don't need anymore. Just get underneath it. This stuff is awful. It's like a oily glue. But thankfully, it's kind of coming up. I don't know, look at that, gross. I don't know what kind of shape that paint will be in after I get it all off. You can do wonders with polish though. So I scraped it down. I put a little, I just happen to have this around. I wanted to try something. This is meant for actually loosening bolts, but I thought, heck, I'll give it a try and see. So I put some PB Blaster on the paint, and look, it actually, aside from being a little greasy now, pretty much got rid of all that glue that was on there. So I didn't know if that'd be salvageable or not. Now I'm gonna have to come back and clean and polish that properly. But I can see that the paint should actually come back. I was really worried it would be all, you know, permanently damaged under there, but it doesn't look too bad. And I brought the crew out with me to Canadian Tire, which you guys obviously don't have in the US, to get a new battery for the Isetta. Some time to spend with the kids, and they're being good little helpers back there too. There's Abigail. Dad time. Okay, got my new battery in place. That hooked up, let's see how it works. This should be, I think, looks like heater fan. We got a little auxiliary electric heater hooked up. Just working. It's kind of a funny thought. Somebody was driving this thing in winter. Let's see. Turn the key accessory on. I don't know if the signal lights. Oh, there's running light. I don't see any signals right now. Oops. There that was. I just pulled it right off. Oh, I see. That's my running lights. I don't want to try and start it. Let's see. Electric wipers. Don't see anything coming off the wipers. Trico. It's installed upside down. Maybe that's the only way you could get it there, but it's not working. Let's see, maybe it's in a forward position. Well, I've got headlights, I've got running lights. Let's see if I've got tail lights. Yeah, I've got lights in the back. I won't have brake lights right now because the master cylinder is either empty or dried up and not working, but the lights are all working okay. And I don't, yeah, I'm not seeing anything come out of my signal lights, but that's all working. That's good news. Funny little buttons here, which I have no idea what they do. I'll have to do some research on that. Let's see. Clock, surprisingly not working. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. The clock works. Lighter. Not that this really matters. I mean, I wouldn't want to be smoking a cigarette within 100 miles of this thing. I don't smoke, but such a tiny little car full of highly flammable 1960s carpeting. Let's see. Look at that. Even the cigarette lighter still works. Well, I mean, so far that's promising. I'm going to disconnect the terminals so it doesn't sit there with the battery draining, but the wiring seems to be good. The battery's working fine. The headlights are working. Oh, I didn't check the horn. No horn. Mind you, I wonder if some of this stuff has to, you know, will start to work once the door is closed too. I don't want to sit in it right now because it's up on a jack stand. Oops. It's actually trying to start. I turned it forward too much. It cranked over, which I don't want to do right now. No horn.
no signals. But like I said, maybe that has to do with the door being open in this position. Maybe it'll all kind of activate once it's closed. I'm not gonna fuss around with it too much tonight because it's, like I said, it's up on a jack stand, but there's stuff working. Well, even though it was an accident, I am kind of glad to know the engine turns over. You know, once I get this fuel system sorted out, I'll put some fresh oil in and put a little oil in the cylinder, and hopefully this thing will start, but I have a feeling it will. It's already trying to start. I'm not meaning to. We accomplished this week. Got the gas tank out, it's in getting clean. Got the old battery out. Ordered all the parts I needed from a really great supplier in the US. It's gonna send them to us, they're in Georgia. And managed to remove some of the gunk that was on the car. Oh, and put the roof rack on. So for our first episode, kind of all over the place because I can't do the mechanical yet. I mean, really, that's the first thing I want to do is to get it running. But I had some fun, got a roof rack on it, got some of the body cleaned up. In the next episode, if the parts haven't arrived yet, I'm going to try and do a power polish to the entire exterior of the car and detail it, get it ready for when the mechanical parts do come in, and then we'll have a chance to start putting this thing together. So episode 2, that was this. Got a little bit of fun work done on the car. And with any luck, we'll get that gas tank back soon. So stay tuned next week. Eventually, one of these episodes, I'll be driving this thing. So you got to keep watching and see how this progresses. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.